I have a lot of stress in my real life.
Why?
Quite an anxious person.
Give me names.
Never. Why did I say that? Or what am I going to say tomorrow?
If you didn't have your coffee,
Oh, don't talk to me. I use it with that and I put 2 in my coffee.
oh,
I know it's disgusting, but I need it.
oh my
Yeah.
God. But if there's no one, you're like, yeah,
What are you trying to
whatever.
say, Sergio? What are you trying to say? Take the mick out of them and they took the mick out of me. And
BA Paris, you.
I'm gonna get into trouble. Like and subscribe, yeah? Do all of that good stuff. Otherwise, Sergio is not gonna pay my parking. And it's 50 dirhams an hour. No.
What? I didn't even feel it was 1 hour.
It feels like 20 minutes.
Exactly. You know, every time I go on Instagram, I see you in Burj Al Arab. Like, what's going on?
I want to live there. I want to live there forever. Well, I presented their Christmas party last year
Yeah.
for the whole of the staff there. And it was amazing. And I was making them do like fashion shows because I had all these prizes to give away to the staff there. So I was making them do all dance-offs and fashion shows and all these silly things. We had such a great night. And then at the end of the night, the brilliant manager of the Burj Al Arab came up to me. He said, "Thank you so much. You've done an amazing job. I invite you to come and stay at the Burj Al Arab for a staycation." So yeah, that was at Christmas, just gone. And then I was kind of saving it up for, a special occasion. And then I took one of my really good friends, Sarah, and we stayed there a couple of weekends ago. We had the best time. We didn't want to leave. I was like, I'm not leaving. It was so good.
Yeah.
The best hotel I have ever stayed in. Just amazing.
The best one
Yes. Yeah.
ever.
Ever.
And you've been to other countries. You're saying Burj Al Arab is the
The
best.
Burj Al Arab was the best ever. Telling you.
The manager of Burj Al Arab, can you tell me his name?
Giovanni.
Giovanni, please invite me too. I would like to be there too.
Listen,
for
get
us
to the back of the line.
No,
okay?
come on. I'm your friend. You should invite me. Yes.
Inshallah, next time, maybe let's see. We'll see how this goes first, okay?
You do know when someone says inshallah, what does that mean?
God willing, if it happens, it happens. If
Yeah,
it's meant to be.
Not literally, but basically it means maybe yeah, maybe no.
Okay.
Usually it's no.
Okay, well, we'll see what Giovanni says.
Yes, Giovanni, call me, please. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dispatch Plus. Today I have a very special guest, Alana. She is a radio host. She has done acting, presenting. To be honest, one of the most enjoyable shows that I listen to every morning because it has mellow music on your shows, and at the same time, your topics are very intriguing to me. Talking to people, I think it takes talent to get some of the topics out for people to get interested. But you guys are doing a great job. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, so it's lovely.
The pleasure is mine. So let me ask you, do you wake up at 4 in the morning every day?
I do.
You do?
This morning, I actually woke up at about 10 to 1 in the morning because I go to bed really early. Last night, I was in bed for about 8:30 p.m. And then I woke up at 10 to 1 and then I was still awake at 3:30 in the morning. And then my alarm went off at 4:10. I was so angry. And my dog King was even angrier because the alarm was going off and he's like, "Mom, you've been awake all night. Now you're awake again."
No. So were you late?
No, I wasn't. Do you know, I snoozed until about 20 to 5, which kind of is late, but I'm still obviously there on time. So I get into the studio. Well, I like to be in the studio for 5, but the latest I'll be in will be 5:30 and then the show begins at 6 a.m.
So it takes you 10 minutes to reach?
Like 15 minutes to reach, yeah.
15 minutes. There's no traffic at that time too.
Well, actually, recently there is.
5 in the morning?
Well, not 5, but today when I was a bit later, going in for like 5:30, there is traffic on the road. It's crazy. It was as soon as the schools went back, yeah.
Yeah.
Very odd. But when it's 5, when it's like early, then no traffic.
No traffic. So you should wake up at 5. Leave the house at 5. Yes, please. So...
Okay, next I'll do it for you, Sergio. I'll do it just.
I'm not your manager. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. Let's talk about the radio first.
Yeah.
Because I would love to know about your background and what you did before and all that. But you started in Dubai, like it's been a couple of years now.
It's been 3 years this time around.
3 years.
Yeah, I actually lived here though back in 2007. Yeah,
Okay.
long time ago.
It is.
And I used to do a month here and then a month in London. And I did that from 2007 to 2009.
Okay. What made you come to Dubai?
At the time, my partner, who I was with, not with him anymore, but he got a job. He was the facility manager on the Palm, Jumeirah. So I came here and I was modeling. This is where I actually started my modeling career because at the time I was really young. I was 19. So I just finished at stage school, at theatre school in the UK. And yeah, came here and was modeling and split my time between here and the UK for 2 years, just back then.
For 2 years. And then if it is 3 years, that must be the pandemic or like right after the pandemic.
So in 2009, the crash happened. We went back and then I was in London full time for 12 years. And then just after COVID, that's when I started to come back here. And I came with friends and the country had changed massively. As you well know, I wanted to be back here. I wanted a change in my life anyway. I'd been in London for a long, long time at that point, like 12 years, and I was ready for a change in my life. And whenever I was here, well, actually, it wasn't when I was in the UAE. It was when I would leave. I would get really upset. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to be here, and I had a massive calling to come back here. So I made that happen.
I have that feeling whenever I travel to another country. Like you stay for a couple of days and you go like, I wish I was in Dubai right now.
Yeah.
I wish I was here. You know, I think we're very lucky that we're living in this city and the country itself from everything, you know, facilities, safety, going to places easily, other than the traffic, of course, that we have.
Even 5 a.m. traffic these days, apparently.
Yeah, come on.
I say all the time, Sergio, this country has saved me in so many ways. So grateful. And I love it. I'm so proud to be a resident here. I'm so proud to speak to the nation every day. I love it, yeah. And the safety is the one thing that I always say is the main reason why I love it. I'm very honoured to be here and to call this my home. Really proud. Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about how you joined Love FM. I know the story, but go ahead.
Okay. The long or the short version?
The long one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so when I was about 27, God, I'm going to give away my ages here, aren't I? About 10 years ago, let's say, in the UK. Actually, no, was it 10 years ago? I was 25. So 12 years, like 11 years ago, I was in the UK and I went for this competition. There's a station in the UK called Kiss FM. And I went for an audition to be the Kiss, the chosen one. That's what they called the competition. And the first year I got down to like the final 20. The final audition I couldn't go because it was my grandma's funeral. So I couldn't make it.
I'm so sorry about that.
Thank you. No, it's okay. A long time ago. And then the year later, I went to the auditions again. I got down to the final 5 to be the Kiss chosen one for that year. And there was a guy who had left Kiss at that point, and he was with another station called Capital FM, who's a really big station in the UK. And his name was Duncan Wallace. And he messaged me and he said, look, if you don't make it to Kiss the Chosen One, come to Capital, I will train you here. So when I didn't get win the competition at Kiss, I went to Capital and Duncan trained me. Duncan was an amazing, amazing guy. And we actually share the same surname. So everyone thought we were relatives, and he was from the northeast of England, where I am originally from. But we weren't related, nothing like this, just coincidence, right? So he trained me in Capital, and then he would send me up to Capital in the northeast to do they call them graveyard shifts in the middle of the night, like the shifts that no one wants to do. My shift was from like 2 until 4 in the morning, and I would do covers on there. So whenever the proper person wasn't there on holiday or whatever, I would go and I would cover them. So I was doing that for a bit, and then I did like a couple of cover shows on a station called Rinse FM as well, but that didn't really work out. I wasn't cool enough for Rinse, but whatever. Didn't want to be with them anyway. Just I wasn't cool enough apparently, but it's fine.
Is that the real reason?
No, that's just what I think. This is what I think.
Okay.
Could have been anything. Anyway, so but then at the time I was acting as well, because I did a lot of acting in my past, and my acting agent at the time said, look, you can't be doing the radio and acting, you have to choose one. And I chose acting at the time, and that's what I did. And then years and years went by, and just, going back to this Duncan Wallace who got me in the door in the first place, I always feel like I always want to mention him because very sadly, he passed away when it was COVID. He lost his fight with cancer. He was a really young guy, amazing man, and I wouldn't be doing what I do now, the morning show at Love, if it wasn't for Duncan. So I owe him a lot. And he ended his career at Apple Music, and he was actually Elton John's producer. And the last time I saw Duncan, he invited me to the Apple studios in Crouch End in London, and we had a cup of tea. He took me around the studios, and he told me that he was flying back and forwards to Las Vegas and producing Elton John's show for Apple Music, which was so cool. And I was very proud of him. But yeah, during the COVID time, he lost his battle to cancer. It's very sad, but he was an amazing guy, and I owe a lot to him.
May rest in peace.
So fast forward to, what are we now, 24? So yeah, 2022, I was in Dubai, freelancing, presenting, doing bits of acting, modeling work here. I've also done voiceovers in the UK for many years for like TV commercials and whatnot. And I got, how everything in Dubai is WhatsApp. Everything is like, you get added to WhatsApp groups, and it's like, I love this because I'm rubbish with technology. So I'm like, the easier, the better. WhatsApp, fantastic. So I got added to this WhatsApp group for a voiceover group to get voiceover work, for commercials and stuff. So I sent my voiceover demo to the guy, Digby Taylor, who was the kind of boss of the WhatsApp group. Not knowing who Digby was, I just thought he was the guy who runs the WhatsApp group, I said, hey, I'm a voiceover artist. Here's my voiceover demo. And I did radio years ago as well for Capital. Here is my radio reel. Mm-hmm. Just because, it's voice as well. Not thinking that he was one of the bosses of a radio station. He messaged me, are you free for a chat? So we jumped on the phone. He said, look, I'm actually the boss of a radio station, and we're looking for a girl right now, a female presenter, to do the morning show. Have a listen to the station. Let me know what you think. And if you like it, come in for a chat. So I did. I met him and Elisa, who are both my bosses now. And the rest is history. I went in, met them, had a lovely meeting with them, auditioned with, at the time, Faris. We did a lovely audition together, chemistry audition. And a couple of weeks later, I was offered the gig, and I've never looked back. Yeah.
Wow. From a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
You got the job.
Yeah. But that's what I love about this country and Dubai, this city especially. It's like that. And it's really, everyone is always trying to help people. It's very different to the UK in that regard. In the UK, no one is really wanting to help you in things. But here it moves fast. And I like the pace of how things happen here. And everyone just wants to help each other. And yeah, I owe a lot to Digby and Elisa for, giving me this. So.
Did you think when you came back to Dubai again that there will be an opportunity like this presenting itself?
It's really weird because I remember I was dancing at a club at the time. I was working as a dancer in a club to pay my bills, as you do. And I was driving to work, and I remember listening to Elisa, and she was interviewing a DJ called Joel Corey, a really cool, producer, artist, Joel Corey. And I remember listening to her thinking, I would love to be back on the radio. I'd love to be interviewing people like Joel Corey. And a year later, Keegan and I, who I do the show with Keegan, were interviewing Joel Corey. And I said this to him. I said, I was driving to a job that I didn't really want to do. I was listening to you on the show with Elisa, and now here we are. And no, I didn't really ever see myself going back into radio, no. But I am so, so glad that my path has led here again, really.
Shout out to Keegan. Mm-hmm. Cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Very, very cool dude.
He's lovely.
I told you a story before we started recording about the video. Can I tell them? Is that...
Go for it, yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw a video of Alana and Keegan. Basically, it was... I don't know what the name of the video was, but it was like, if you enjoy a song, you will stand on the right side. And if you don't enjoy it, you will stand on the left side. And so they played the music, and I saw her dance moves. I was like, oh, she's a great dancer. Maybe she has a future in this. And then I realized that you used to be a dancer before.
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I paid my bills, as they, they say. So when I was really young and I left proper school, I went to theatre school, stage school, and it was like singing, dancing, acting. And acting was always, the one that I was, good at. But I could dance a bit as well.
You can dance so much.
I've worked a lot as a dancer in my time, yeah. Yeah, I had some great gigs in the UK, well, all around the world really, and all around Europe and here as well. But mainly in the UK, I danced a lot, and yeah, it was really cool.
Let's say if there was a chance for you to dance again, you will do it, or you won't think about it?
No, my friends watching this will laugh because any opportunity I say this, but I danced for Rihanna. I did, it's true. In 2012, and I am the biggest Rihanna fan. Like, I'm so in love with her. She's so amazing. And I danced for her at the Brit Awards 2012. So I kind of feel like for me, that was it.
Bucket list.
Yeah.
Done.
I don't really need to do anything else, I think, like as a dancer. And as well, it's too much hard work. I'm too old now to be doing all that. I dance for fun now, but...
You still look very young. You don't take compliments. I can see that.
Don't make me go red. No, I don't do compliments well.
You don't do compliments. Okay, that's fine. You're focusing on presenting now, being a host, doing events, and that's your main, let's say, gig.
Yeah, it is. Kind of left the acting behind for now, put a pin in it for now. And my journey is here now. My journey is presenting on the radio and, alongside that, doing loads of these fab events, hosting, MCing, they call them here. And I love it. I love being in front of an audience, right? Because since I was this high, like 4 or 5 years old, I've been in front of an audience, whether it was through my dancing or acting. I thrive in front of a live crowd, I do. So, I love being on radio, I love being in front of the camera, but there's nothing quite like walking onto a stage and having thousands of people. Because it's live, right? Anything can happen, and the audience can and you can respond to the audience, they respond to you. It's quick, and it's a magic in that moment,
Do you have stress before going on a stage?
Oh, well, I have a lot of stress in my real life.
Why?
Quite an anxious person.
What's the reasons for that, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, what's the reasons? I have anxiety. I have anxiety, but I manage it. It's all good.
Anxiety of what?
Just sometimes, I feel anxious.
Okay.
Stressed and things, worried about things, like we all worry.
The future, is that?
The future, I worry about the future, Stress about the past. I try to be more present these days. I try to be more present, always, constantly trying to be more present. But going back to your question about do I get stressed for a stage? Not really, no.
No. You're used to it now?
Yeah. I have a little bit of nerves, or like, not nerves, butterflies. I have a really excited, oh my gosh, like, I hope this goes okay. And, I have, of course, the butterflies, the good nerves. But stress, no, not when I go on stage. I love it. You should always have, I think, no matter how many times you've been on stage, no matter how many years you've been doing it, you should always have that butterfly, that kind of, adrenaline feeling,
Doing public speaking from time to time, for me, it's like fun. Mm-hmm. I see some people, like, if they're going to go before me or after me, like, they're very stressed and they're going to, like, read their papers and they're memorizing. For me, it's like, just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Of course, there is the bullet points that people give you. You need to talk about those. But if you're having fun, the audience will have fun with you.
That's it.
Do you do the same?
And as well, in real life, I'm a clumsy person. I get things wrong all the time. Like, constantly I'm doing things wrong. And I think that's the beauty with humans, if you come across like, I'm too perfect, or I'm too pristine, or too well put together, it's not sincere. No one's like that in real life, So if you're on stage and you mess up a bit, I say, I'm sorry, and excuse yourself. And I think that's what I like people to see in me, that that human aspect, that settles people and that makes people feel like not, because there are some presenters, who try to be too perfect and pristine and...
Give me names.
Never. And it's not sincere.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you in trouble. I know, Alana. I'm sorry.
Not in this country. I'm not talking about anyone from this country.
Yeah. Oh, you mean other countries? Cool. Yeah. You talked about acting, by the way, and I saw a clip. It was right before you came to Dubai.
Yeah.
It was like a scary movie.
Okay.
And would you do that, let's say, short films or series and movies again?
Yeah. Acting is the love of my life. It's when I feel most alive is when I'm acting. And I was really, really lucky enough to be in a number of feature films in the UK. The one you're talking about is probably Lair. I actually won Best Actress Award for that.
Wow.
Which was a massive honour and a massive goal of mine.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was a really special moment that. So that was lovely. So of course I'd love to do it again, of course. But for now I've got a full-time job, on the radio, which I love to do. If I can do acting, projects alongside it, I'm always really open and happy to do. But for now, my focus is the radio. So yeah, but in one day, let's see if I go back to acting, let's see.
So there is a myth about the radio and people who do radio.
Okay. I don't actually know where you're going to go with this.
No, there's a myth.
Okay.
Not you, for everyone. So you do 4 hours,
I do.
right, on the radio. And people think that's your job. Like you just do 4 hours and leave. Is that true?
I mean, today when I had to get here, yeah, because I was like running off. No, it's like the prep before, afterwards. You've got meetings, you've got to do shoots, you've got to, do air checks. There's a lot that goes into 4 hours, I always say the analogy I always use is if you're driving in a car from, if I'm talking to someone from the UK, I'll say if you're driving from like the north of England to London, it's a 5-hour drive, and you're concentrating, you're focusing for 5 hours. It's like that because as well as, you're talking, you're not just talking, it's everything that surrounds it. And it's a really, it's an amazing medium to work in, but it really, it's a bit of a tiring one as well, you've got to pace yourself. You've got to have good pace to get through 4 hours.
Having a co-host, is it helpful in a way?
Yeah, of course, because you work as a team, right? And you'll both have different strengths and weaknesses. And, if you can't do something or he can't do something or she can't do something, you pass the ball to each other. It's a team effort. And I think that's what I love when I used to do theatre. I love working as a team. I love because there's some things that I'm really good at and there's more things that I'm really, really bad at. So it's nice to share the load,
Yeah. So it's not a 4-hour job, we can say. No. There's other stuff you need to do after.
Of course. And in the middle of the night when I'm waking up going, why did I say that? Or what am I going to say tomorrow? No, just joking. Digby, never do that.
Did it happen? Like, did he message you at night about something you said?
No, of course not. I would never tell.
You'll never tell. So it happened. You said you worked in the radio in the UK and also in the UAE. Can you tell us like the difference between them?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I was working back in the UK, it was just cover. It wasn't my own show. I was just coming on to cover the person when they were on holiday. So I never had my own show, so I could never like carve that identity, So I was just kind of there trying to do like the best job. So then hopefully they would give me a full-time job, but that didn't happen. So, but yeah, very different. That's a really good question, actually. I've never been asked that question. I would say the people are are amazing listeners.
Here?
Yeah, like they're from all over, right? It's a completely international audience, which I love, from all different walks of life, from all different cultures, backgrounds, I love that. In the UK, you don't really get that. So I really thrive off every single day when we're on the phone to our listener, you don't know who you're going to pick up the phone to. And I love that. It could be a 7-year-old on the way to school, or it could be a 60-year-old, and all that in between. And I really like that. I really enjoy that. And I learn constantly from our listener as well. Always learning. They're always telling me stuff. I mean, I'm really gullible, so they might be lying to me and I'll fully believe it. So I'd probably say that is the main difference for me, the audience.
You enjoy it here more than the UK.
I do. And as well, because obviously I love the UK, I'm from there, but I choose this to be my home, you know, and that says a lot. So I'm really happy here, just like on a personal level. So I probably subconsciously enjoy my job better here because I'm happier in all aspects of my life, you know.
In the UAE, I think you need to know the person who's calling before you pick up the call, right?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
You're gonna risk it?
Yeah.
You do?
We can do sometimes, yeah. But everyone behaves here. Everyone is behaving here, right? And everyone is, well, the majority of people just want to have a good time and, yeah, or a good energy or a good vibe. They bring loveliness, you know.
Especially in the morning. If you didn't have your coffee...
Oh, don't talk to me without having the coffee. I am a nightmare. And lion's mane as well. I love my lion's mane. Have you had lion's mane before?
What's that?
So it's basically lion's mane just gets your brain working in a better way.
Okay.
It wakes you up to say. So it's like a little oil. I have this with a little bit of water, my vitamin C. Yeah, I have a concoction of vitamins that I take every morning. And then loads of coffee. And as well with my coffee, I'm terrible. I use instant coffee. And you know, like the big spoons, like big, like for soup or like for any eating. I use it with that, and I put 2 in my coffee.
Oh.
You know, it's disgusting, but I need it.
Oh my God. I do the same, so I can't say anything. Yeah, I really do. You know, my coffee in the morning, it has to be. So let's say this mug.
Yeah.
This is the full mug. I would be having full coffee with this mug, and another one while I'm driving.
Okay.
It's a double. I have to.
That's not a double. That's a double.
Is it?
Well, if you have one, then the other one.
Yeah.
It's a double.
It should be a triple, triple, because it's 3 in 1.
But I only have the one coffee a day in the morning, and then that's it. I can't have any other coffee.
Only one.
Only one, and I'm done with it by like 6:10 or 6:15. Yeah.
I take Nescafe 3 in 1. You know, it's not a sponsor, but
I do Nescafe Gold.
Oh.
I love it. And whenever anyone, so it's so nice that you have the Nescafe as well.
Yeah.
Because whenever I tell people, they're like, oh, and I'm like, you're such a coffee snob, whatever. But I love my Nescafe.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Please sponsor
Yeah,
my channel,
me
please.
too.
Yeah, her too. Yeah, 3 in 1, easy. It has a great taste, and you instantly wake up.
Yeah.
You do. Especially when I'm working on videos, because I edit my own videos. And that process itself, I know some people say, well, you need to have an editor and all that. That process, so stressful, guys. It is stressful. When you're working on something and you want it to look good, especially when you've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for more than 15 years. It needs to look great. I need my coffee for it.
Do you wear glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do? Obviously to edit. You need them.
To edit, yes. I try to wear them because I'm farsighted. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But I wear it to protect my eyes. Do you wear them?
I do for work. Yeah, I have to because I'm on the desk on the show, so I have all the screens. So yeah, I have three fabulous big screens in front of me, and my eyesight has got a lot worse in the past 2 years. No, I'm just kidding. Not kidding, actually. No, it has.
Not because of the job.
Because of the screens.
Of the screens, okay. I never seen you with glasses.
Yeah, I do. I wear for work.
But not when the cameras are on.
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
With pajamas at work.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I wish I could. I'd get in trouble if I rocked up to work in my pajamas, but I would like that.
Yeah, waking up in the morning, I mean, at that time.
I know.
That's the perfect.
Just throw on anything that's clean. I'm like, if it's clean, kind of, chuck it on.
Yeah, go ahead. I've seen you with guests, you know, this is what I noticed.
Okay.
When you have someone on as a guest, you're looking good. But if there's no one, you're like, yeah,
What are you trying to say, Sergio? What are you trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say you take care of yourself when there is a guest on.
Yeah, I just think as well, it's a morning show at the end of the day. I can't be looking like, obviously right now, I had time to get ready for this. So I've got a bit of makeup on, you know. But in that time in the morning, absolutely not. I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. There are some of my colleagues who come into work looking $1 million, like amazing. Full glam, full hair, full makeup, full outfit, heels, everything. And then I am like in my jumper. I'm just trying to get through. But yeah, just that's how I am. So
I was shocked when you came. Like, you don't have an event or something to attend to, but
this is the event. What are you talking about?
this is just a
This
podcast.
is the whole event, Sergio.
It's
This is going to go viral, okay? We're going to make millions from this. It's going to be fine.
Cool. By the way, I saw one of your videos and you were talking about breast cancer. Can you touch on
Yeah.
that, please?
So yesterday I moderated a panel for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Obviously, we're in October now, and it was fabulous. We had some survivors, some cancer survivors on the panel as well that I was talking to, a doctor, Dr. Ritu Kar, and it was really insightful. Breast cancer is such a horrible, horrible, horrible thing, a really scary conversation, an uncomfortable one sometimes, but it's one that is needed so much. We need to educate ourselves. We need to know how to, self-examine ourselves. We need to know when to go and get checked, from our doctors, from our healthcare professionals, because early detection is the best prevention. I took so much away from yesterday's panel. It was a really insightful morning. And it was an honor, to be asked to moderate that. It really was. I love to do I love all the work that I do here, but I love it most when you're helping people. And, there was some fabulous women in the audience yesterday who, family members had been through breast cancer, maybe themselves were going through it. I know there was a couple of ladies who'd survived it as well in the audience. So just to be in that really intimate kind of setting was a privilege. It was, yeah. And all month, we're on the 2nd of October now. So I'll be, shouting from the rooftops, go get checked. Any kind of symptom you may have, just go and get checked. Even if your insurance doesn't cover it, it may not. Some cases, there are packages all around the UAE at the moment that hospitals, obviously we have such a fabulous healthcare in this country, wonderful doctors. I actually saw a doctor yesterday, straight after I did the panel. I went straight to the hospital, saw an amazing doctor, and thank goodness everything was okay. But, I feel like this is what all ladies should be doing, because as I've just said, early detection, is the best prevention.
Yeah. Even for men?
For men as well. Yeah, we briefly spoke about this yesterday also, and it exists in men as well, of course. Everyone, all genders should go and get checked at the earliest symptom. Yeah.
Yeah. You do enjoy charity work other than just presenting itself, right?
Yeah. One of the best things I ever did in my life, one of the proudest things I ever did in my life, when it was COVID, I was in the UK. There was a lockdown, like there was here as well, I believe. And, we couldn't go outside, we weren't allowed to go outside. And the first thing that I was so concerned about was the women that were inside in abusive relationships. Because when you're stuck in a house and the police and the government are telling you you're not allowed to go outside, and you're stuck in a house with someone who is violent towards you, it's an extremely terrifying place to be. So I was like, I need to do something. There's this charity in the UK called Women's Aid, which is a domestic abuse charity. And I was thinking, what can I do, to fundraise? So I climbed virtually Kilimanjaro. So virtually Kilimanjaro is 37,000 steps. And so I did this in 7 days. And there was a park very close to where I was staying at the time that has 100 steps up and then down again. So for 7 days, I took myself to the park every day. And a couple of times the police came and they said, you can't be outside. And I explained what I was doing to them. And then they left me alone after that, which was really kind of them, I thought. So I kind of got their grace. So then every day I would go there. I recorded everything, I documented everything, and I was fundraising for Women's Aid, and I raised £5,000, which is probably about 25,000 dirham. Would that be right? Probably 25 around, yeah. So I raised, £5,000 for Women's Aid, and it was one of the proudest things I've ever done, because domestic abuse is the thing that lies most closely to my heart, and I'm really, any excuse to talk about that as well, I always use, because it's something that should be spoken about more. You know, both men and women go through it. And they are scared to talk about it. And I think the more we have these conversations, well, my hope is that people will stop doing it. You know, they'll stop it the more we can talk about it. Yeah. I've also done fundraising for Mind, which is a mental health charity in the UK. Mental health, another issue that is very, very close to me. Yes, I've done various bouts of fundraising for Mind as well in the UK. But it's something that I would love to do here. I'd love to do, get involved in more charity work here, because it's something that I love. I love to do it. I also used to do, in London, when I lived in London, there was a really bad homeless situation in London. And I would go and I would work in the soup kitchen there and basically like help make the food and, give it to the people that would come in and who were living on the streets, unfortunately. Of course, we don't have that problem here, but in the UK, we have quite a big problem like that. And I loved it because I would, be able to help these people and talk to them and take the mick out of them, and they took the mick out of me, and have a joke with them. And it was something that I loved to do. I did that for years, on and off for years, when I lived in London.
Fantastic. I think that is great. Maybe you should do some of that in the UAE too.
Mm-hmm. I would love to.
Domestic violence, mental health, if there is events that we can do, for everyone to attend to, and maybe with some experts to talk to everyone, I think it can be great.
Yeah. And I have a lot of, personally, I have a lot of experience in, unfortunately, I've been, the victim of horrendous domestic violence in my past, and mental health is something that I have a lot of experience in as well. So I feel like I've lived it. So I can give a lot of advice on that. And I'm a survivor of both those mediums, So yeah, that's two things that lie really close to me. And I would love to do more of that work here. Really, I would.
I'm sorry about that.
No, don't be. Thank you, though, but don't be.
That you've been through all this,
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And
exactly.
I'm grateful now because, it's made me who I am today.
Strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
By the way, last year you made a video. And you didn't say the age, actually.
Sergio, are you just trying to get my age out of me?
That's what I'm doing.
You're just trying to get my age out, okay?
That's what I'm doing.
I'm leaving.
No,
Taxi.
Lena, listen. Okay, I did my calculations. I want to know if I'm right or wrong. Cool? Mm-hmm. So...
Well, my maths is appalling. Okay, so...
Mine is not. Okay, so you said 12 years ago... You took your driver's license.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
And in the UK, you get your license when you're 17.
Mm-hmm. So I started learning when I was 17. I passed when I was, I think, like a month before my 19th birthday, which, it took me 2 years to learn. But if you've seen my driving, you'll understand why.
Is it bad?
Could be better.
Today you were struggling with parking. So.
Oh, my gosh. Forever. The bane of my life. Unless you can drive forwards into the car parking space. Even I have cameras on my car now. I have the fabulous Apple big display screen thingy, and the sensors beep at me, and I still can't reverse park. It's a whole thing.
You have the full option, the
I
full
know.
service, and you can't park.
I try, I can't. What to do?
Did you park far away?
I parked like 2 minutes away in the one that's 10 dirham an hour.
Oh my God.
I know, but I just needed to park because I hate being late as well. I hate being late to anything. And
I'll give you the money.
no,
I will.
it was 50 dirhams an hour.
I'm not giving you the money. It's a problem, especially in the UAE. We're recording in the afternoon, so that's why there is no parking. Mm-hmm. People are working, trying to live their lives.
Yeah.
But it is understandable. You're one of the few guests that came on in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it? How are you finding it in the day? Are you a night person or a day person, or more like, what is your time?
I love waking up in the morning. I love it. But sometimes I'm working late.
Because today,
Yeah.
I messaged you.
I replied in the afternoon, yeah.
What time I messaged you at about Because obviously I was up at like 4:30 in the morning, and then I'm sat in the show, and I had a little minute to spare. And I wanted to message you to say I could get here for whatever time. It was about 8 a.m. I messaged you, was it?
Wasn't it 6 something?
Something like this. And you didn't reply to me till 11:45.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm thinking, I bet he's just woken up. Had you?
Yes. I was working.
So jealous.
I was working until 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So that's the time when you wake up. That's when I slept. And I couldn't sleep. So I tried reading a book.
Yeah.
I'm reading this book.
Oh,
which
yeah. What
is,
are you reading?
Should I say it? I don't know.
It's your podcast?
Okay. Anyways, the title of the book, when I saw it, I was very intrigued. I wanted to know what the author of the book was thinking.
Yeah.
It says, how to enjoy your life and your work. I was like, I need to know what the person is thinking. For me, I know what I enjoy in my life and what I'm doing and working. So I took the book, and it's actually good. It's really good.
Good.
It has examples of other people who changed their perspective in life. Like one of the stories was a lady married a man, and she used to be very shy. But eventually she tried to change herself to be more talkative and stuff. So one day, the mom of the husband says, I love my children the way they are. And that's what changed in her life. So she stayed true to herself. She tried to change, like not being shy. And then she became like one of the most famous authors. I don't know the name of the lady.
Okay.
So that's one of the examples of it.
So the book is just compiling different stories.
It has some thoughts of the author too, with stories in it.
Nice.
I wasn't expecting anything from the book. And like nothing. Yeah, usually I go to a bookshop. I have a certain book in mind. I will buy it and leave. This time, I just saw the title. I was like, let me buy it.
Yeah.
Why not?
So you like to read?
Yeah, I do. Stories, fantasy, I do. What about you?
I love thrillers. I love psychological thriller. It's my favorite. Both film and in book, yeah. My favorite author is a lady called B.A. Paris, and she is amazing. She writes harrowing stuff, but she is so good. Yeah, I wrote to her years ago. Probably about 6 years ago, I read a book called Behind Closed Doors. Such a terrible, terrible story, but amazing. And I wrote to her and I said, I want to make this into a film. This is so good. And she didn't reply to me. Still waiting on the reply.
What's her name again?
B.A. Paris, reply, yeah.
B.A. Paris, you... I didn't say the word. I didn't say the word.
And again, it's in trouble. But she's actually on her Instagram. A few months ago, I saw that one of her books is being made into a film. So I wonder if it's that one, because I've read about 4 or 5 of her books, and that is Behind Closed Doors is by far probably the most dramatic one that could go into film, I'd say, that would translate onto screen at the best. So I think it's probably that one. Stole my idea, man. What's going on?
Copyright infringement. You do read
I do, yeah.
every day?
But why are you so surprised? Do you know what? It's weird because it's funny. I couldn't read very well until I was probably about 10 or 11 years old. I really struggled with reading very badly. So when I was about 10 or 11, I could probably read to the standard a 6 or a 7-year-old could, really badly. Like it was bad. I was not good in school anyway.
Dyslexia? Or?
Dyslexia, but also just was bad, like, couldn't do it. And then when I was about 11, I got quite badly bullied in school and I had like no friends. It was a really sad time for me. And I started reading these books, Jacqueline Wilson, it's like a child author. And I started reading these Jacqueline Wilson books and I taught myself how to read, really. In a year, I didn't have any friends. I was being bullied. It was like horrible, horrible time for me when I was a little girl. And I just would lock myself away and just read. And if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for that bullying happening, I probably would have been even further behind in my reading education, I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason, like huge. Like probably more than I believe in anything, everything happens for a reason. Always trust the timing of the universe, always trust everything, the timing. Even if something bad is happening, it's to prepare you for something else or, And And that was a lesson that I learned really on. And anyway, so even when I was older and, I was acting, and when you get cast in like a movie or a play or something, you have to go and do a table read. So you get given the scripts, and then you go around with all the cast and the director and the producer, the casting director, and then you sit around and read the script. And I would be sweating. I would be so nervous for these table reads, because even as a young adult, I could read, of course, but it was still that like kind of trauma of not being able to read as a kid. And it's taken me like, it's still something obviously I can read, of course, like to a good standard, but it's, a lot, I do that a lot in my job, but it's still...
Is it focus? Like you can't focus? Is that the
No,
problem?
it's just like I get words confused sometimes, and I see words like dyslexia, right? But it's something that I'm always working on, and something that I'm really open about, as well, because a lot of people struggle with a lot of different things in life, and they try to mask it and cover it and conceal it, and that's not real. That's not real, even sometimes like I'll be on air and I'll be reading something and I'll trip over my words, and I'll go, oh, like, and I'll make a joke of it, and I'll say, apologize, and I explain, because you never know who's listening or who's watching you and who's going through the same thing or maybe a similar thing, or it'll make them feel like I'm not alone, So, yeah, that's the whole reading thing. But going back to like, do I read a book? Yeah, I do read a book. But a psychological thriller. I love psychological thrillers, yeah.
I want to compliment you, even though you don't take compliments. When I listen to you, I think you're very articulate with the words.
Thank you.
I do understand every word you're saying. I have that issue with me because when I record the videos and let's say I'm talking about the events or matches, I talk about wrestling most of the time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to explain something, but then when I watch the video, I feel like the audience are getting confused. I didn't explain it the right way.
I mean, is this if you're speaking in Arabic or English?
Arabic.
Yeah, even Arabic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the secret to the way you speak?
I'm a very visual person. Acting is my background, Before I was a presenter, a radio presenter, I was, an actress. So it's all about painting a story for someone. It's all about bringing a story to life. In order to do that, you have to paint the picture in your head first. You read a script, or the casting director, the producer, whoever tells you the story. You have to paint the picture in your mind, and then you have to make it come alive, through your body, through your speech, through your whatever it is. So I kind of think if I'm painting a good picture for you, it's because I'm an actress as well, I like to think I'm a good storyteller, because that's what I believe all good actors and good artists are. They're storytellers at the end of the day. And I hope that I am or can become one, So yeah, that's probably where the articulation would come from.
Why don't you do YouTube?
I don't know. There's not enough hours in the day. I don't know what kind of thing on YouTube.
We'll talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Top secret project.
Top secret that we're telling you now, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Like
you're in on the secret. It's all good. No secrets here. We're all friends.
All right. Stay tuned on her Instagram at Alana Wallace.
At Alana Wallace Official.
Official.
Don't get the official confused, yeah.
You should do YouTube. I mean, you're a storyteller. You can do clips of talking about certain stories, or if you read a book, you can do a book review.
Yeah.
I think it can be great. You have a great voice.
Thank you.
And your pizzazz, as you do it all the time. So are you into YouTube or?
Not really. I use YouTube every day, doing the show, always, grabbing, clips from artists or whatever. So it's an amazing tool that I use every single day. But do I upload stuff onto there? No, not really. Like when I used to do auditions back in the day, of course, yeah. Because a lot of the time, you'd have to, do your self-tape and then upload it to YouTube or whatever, or Vimeo. But apart from that, no.
I think you use YouTube for YouTube music most of the time. Is that?
I use Spotify music.
Oh.
That reminds me, my payment got declined yesterday.
Why?
Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, Spotify, not YouTube. Because I've got no money in my account.
That's a big problem.
Which I know. Tell me about it. Which my account that my Spotify goes from apparently ran out of money. So I needed to put some money back in there. So I hope that Spotify hasn't kicked me off, because I love Spotify. I love it.
YouTube Music is easier to use.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Are they sponsoring the show? Is that why you keep on talking about it?
I wish. Use YouTube Music. I mean, just try it once.
Okay, for you, I will. What would you recommend most to is like your favorite person on YouTube Music?
I can tell you about my favorite genre, reggaeton.
Okay.
Yeah. I can listen to it all day.
Yeah.
And every day I'm discovering new artists. They're all so good. I don't understand it. I like the rhythm.
And the vibe, the energy, the relaxed, and it's real as well. They're talking about real things, you know, not private jets and how many girls can you get to sit on a nightclub and spend money on a table and all this rubbish, do you know what I mean? Real things, authentic things. Yeah.
I love the fact that you work on the radio and we didn't talk about music yet.
Let's talk about music. I love to talk about it.
You used to be a dancer.
I did.
I'm going to ask you, what was your favorite type of music that you love to dance to?
Yeah.
And what's the music that you enjoy listening to it daily?
I also used to be in a band.
Oh,
Yeah, you might not know that.
what was your role?
It was a girl band. Yeah, we were called Madam Butterfly. And then I was in another one called Rogue. So we did pop music, you know, pop and R&B music. And that was amazing because we got to work with some incredible producers. Yeah, we created some beautiful music. But yeah, it just didn't quite work out. But I'm really glad for that, you know, for that part of my life. It was really, really cool. We did this big show. The kind of biggest thing we probably did was there's a band called N-Dubs in the UK. And they're like an urban act, and we supported them at the O2. They did like this big party. We supported them, and Jessie J and Ed Sheeran were on the bill as well. So we were like performing with them on the bill as well. It was amazing.
In the O2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've done the O2 a few times because I did the O2 when I danced for Rihanna for the Brit Awards, and then I also did an arena tour of the Fast and Furious. They did like a live show. You know, Fast and Furious films. They did a live stunt show, and I was in that, a part of the cast in that. We toured all around Europe for 6 months, but we opened at the O2, and we did 3 sold-out days at the O2. And Vin Diesel came over from the US. He opened the show for us, and yeah, that was amazing. So that moment when I did that gig, we were in the O2 for about 7 days because obviously we were like rehearsing, prepping everything. Doing all our media from the O2, and then the shows. Yeah, it was incredible. But when I started going back to the band, I'm going through stories here, flitting. When I did the band, the show, it wasn't in the main arena. It was in a nightclub called Indigo, which is also a massive venue, holds about 2,000-3,000 people.
A nightclub?
It's like, well, is it a night? Yeah, it's like an Indigo. It's like a nightclub, big venue, but like a big music venue. But when I did the Brits and when I did the Fast and Furious, that was in the main arena that holds, I believe, like 10,000 people. Yeah.
Okay. Your taste of music?
My taste of music, I love my R&B and my hip hop. That's where my heart would lie. Yeah, R&B.
Artist?
Beyonce.
I thought they were going to say Neo or...
I love Neo.
Usher.
I did a gig with Neo as well. A long time ago, yeah, I met Neo. I did a gig with him, yeah. I love Usher, of course, yeah. But Beyonce is the artist of my life.
She's the queen.
As Adele would say. But no, I love her. Since I was about 10, when Destiny's Child first came out, I think I was about 11 or 12. No, I was 12. And the Destiny's Child were coming to Newcastle Arena, which was the closest arena to where I lived in the time. And this was way before the internet. I heard that they were coming to Newcastle Arena, and Ticketmaster would open at like 9 a.m. and you could phone, but I didn't want to phone. I wanted to go to the box office at Newcastle Arena to make sure I had the tickets. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, I made my mum and dad drive me to Newcastle Arena. And because I was 12, they said, we're going to park the car here. We'll watch you, but we're not getting out because it was freezing. I remember it was wintertime and it was raining. It was so cold. And I stood for 4 hours in the line from 5 till 9 a.m. to get the tickets to see Destiny's Child. And I got them. So I'm a big fan. So I've seen, so that was the first time I saw Destiny's Child. And then I've seen Beyonce probably about 5 or 6 times after that, you know, in my like later life. She's everything. Like, you know, she's a incredible artist.
You're fangirling right now.
I am. Yeah. I would never want to be in the same room as her though, because I'd be so scared.
Why?
I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified.
You don't want to hug her and...
Of course I would, but I
Talk
don't
to
think
her.
she'd want to hug me. She want to get away weirdo.
Come on. One day she's going to be on your show.
Inshallah.
Yes, one day definitely she will be a guest and you will go crazy interviewing
I will
her.
cry. I'm the most emotional person you've ever met. I would cry. I will not be able to hold it together if I had Beyonce on, yeah.
Happy cry is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It cleanses you, you know, from everything.
When was the last time you cried?
Yesterday, maybe.
Yeah?
But it was a good cry. You see, sometimes you need to go through experiences to become a better person. Being with someone who has pain, being with someone who, let's say, you feel very blessed when you see the other person, you should also be a very supportive person. Let's say if someone is going through something, you should be supportive. I'm very happy with my life. I'm blessed and everything. But when I see other people suffering, that's when I feel bad.
Yeah.
As a friend, as a family member, as a relative, you need to be supportive. But deep inside you, you know, when you're alone, you're going to go like, oh, man, I hope everyone is happy in this life, you know.
Yeah.
I think you kind of understood what I was going through, but it is what it is. What about you? When was your last time?
When was the last time I cried?
Yeah.
I think it was a week ago.
What happened?
Probably about six or 7 days ago, yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Well, I like you. I take a lot of people's stuff on, you know, because I like to get into it with people. So when people give me their burdens, there's only so much you can take, right? Then you have to release it. And in life, you're like I don't want to use the word soldier, of course, in this, you know, with everything that's happening right now, but you're going through life and you're trying to fight your own battles and fight everyone else's as well. And sometimes you just got to let it out, you know? So when I cried last week, it wasn't an event that happened or nothing happened. It's just, it's more of a release. And I feel like I cry probably once a week, I'd say, just to let it out. It's like purging, you know, to purge all the rubbish out, to purge all the negative. Maybe you've had an encounter with someone and it was a really horrible encounter and you need to get it out. You know how dogs, like, if they bark or if they have a little scrap or fight, they shake off immediately to get their bad energy from them? Well, we don't do that as humans, you know? So for me, when I feel like I need to get it out, I cry. Yeah.
It helps.
And it does. Like, have a good cry and then you feel, well, I always feel exhausted after I cry. I always feel really tired. Then I sleep and then like, it's like you wake up, you're brand new. But yeah, like crying is an essential part of the human experience. You have to do it. You have to do it. And I think it's such a great thing now that, you know, when we were growing up, men didn't cry. You know, you'd always tell the little boys, don't cry, you know, be strong, be a man and all this rubbish. No, that's not being a man. You know, be vulnerable, sit well with how you're feeling, you know, receive how other people are feeling in a vulnerable way. And, you know, and that's being a man, you know, not be strong, rubbish.
Be honest. Let's say you had a boyfriend. Do you have a boyfriend right now?
No.
You don't?
I'm
Okay.
single, no.
Let's say you had one. If you saw him crying, you're going to think of him like he's a baby.
Yeah. No,
You will?
No, I've seen two of my exes cry, and it
Yeah.
was probably two of the hardest moments of my life.
Why?
Yeah, because it's really tough, isn't it, to see someone that you love cry?
Is it because you saw them strong and powerful in front of you? When you see them vulnerable, that's when it touches
I think it's
you?
because when a man cries, it's really, it's heavy now, you know, it means something. Yeah. But no, I would never think if a guy cried to the baby, or no, absolutely not. I think it's a strong thing, if anything. Yeah.
Having a good support system. I'm thankful, like, I have my friends. I know the people that I can call, text, and they will be there for me. I think for everyone, you know, who's watching this video, I feel bad for those people who don't have a support system,
Yeah.
who don't have someone to talk to, which can be bad, you know. Mental health, as you talked about, it should be taken seriously. If you need help, I think we have organizations in the UAE that can help you out.
And as well, like, it's okay not to have people as well. I love, obviously, my job. Like, I'm around people all the time, and I love people. I love to get to know people. I love learning what makes people tick and things. I love the human experience. But I also love to be alone. Like, I love it in my personal life. And if I'm going through something, like something really bad, I can't really talk to people about it. I need to go through it, process it, and then talk, you know? This is when things are really bad. You know, I can't talk to people. Sometimes when you talk, I find this, not for everyone, but this is my experience. If, say you're going through something dramatic in your life or something bad is happening, if you tell many people, they'll give you that advice. And sometimes I just need my own clarity to then the advice will come to me, you know, when the time is right. Am I making sense?
You do.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's great, yeah, to be able to have people to rely on and to help when you need. I think always ask for help if you can. But for me, I only ask for help when it's like bad, you know, and things are very bad.
I think what you mean is you need to process the information with yourself first. Doing that can be very tiring because I do it all the time. But having that one person that you trust, which is very hard to find these days.
I can count on one hand the people who I trust, yeah, on one hand.
Do you tell secrets, by the way?
My own or other people's?
Like powerful ones?
I know a lot of things. I could get a lot of people in trouble. No, just kidding. No, I am very good at keeping secrets, other people's secrets. But my secrets, maybe not so much. But other people's, you can trust me, yeah. I would, if it was a secret that needed kept, it's here. It's here.
Yeah.
Why? Are you going to spill? What do you want to talk about? What secret do you want to tell me?
I mean, we talked about everything before recording the podcast, so we're just doing the usual right now in the podcast. But I'm really enjoying this episode.
It's great, yeah. Thank you.
I hope you're having a good time too.
I am, yeah. Having a great time. Thank you so much.
You're not saying this just because you're here.
No. Would I ever do that? No.
Yeah. The same thing about the coffee thing. Majd, do we have time? How much time do we have?
Now you are already 1 hour and 10 minutes.
No.
What? I didn't even feel it was 1 hour.
It feels like 20 minutes.
Exactly. Oh my.
No way.
Majd, this is 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It feels like 20 minutes.
Alana, thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming on this show. As I said, time passed, and I was just asking the producer over here. He said we continued for more than 1 hour.
I can't believe it. It feels like 20 minutes.
1 hour and 10 minutes.
We love to chat.
We do.
We love a chat.
We need to do part 2 with Alana, hopefully in the near future.
It'll be my pleasure.
You know, you give us great information. You're all about fun, at the same time awareness. So any last words before we go?
Oh, any last words? No, just thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so much. And thank you for being so open as well, you know. And more to come.
What do you have coming up? Do you have any projects?
Oh, I don't have coming up. Lots of work, like a lot of busy time. Obviously continuing with the show, which I love to do. And just lots of like various events that are happening this time of year. I'm actually going to be on a panel next week talking to a bunch of beautiful young ladies at a university here around the UAE, one in Abu Dhabi, one in Sharjah, one in Dubai as well. I've got 3 dates doing a panel. You know, ladies who are in media, who are wanting to get into media, students. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then just various like, you know, filmings and presenting jobs that I do here. So
If you're going to Burj Al Arab, Giovanni, please invite me over. Just putting it out there.
we should go. We should be like, hi, Giovanni. We talked about you on the podcast. So come on.
I'm going to make a clip so you can send it to him if you don't mind.
Yes,
And
I will.
You will? Okay.
We will post it. We will tag them. They will share it and all the good stuff.
Sure, Giovanni, please. If you invite me, I'm gonna make a full vlog about what's going on.
Did you see my video in the
did.
hotel room? Yeah.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was. You know, the way that we were acting and moving over there,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
posh. As I
It
said,
was silly.
pizzazz
It was silly.
all the time. And hopefully Beyonce, she will be on your show.
Inshallah, let's see.
Yeah, with you going crazy in the studio.
I will not be able to hold it together. Queen bee for life.
Can you tell the people to like and subscribe to the channel, please?
I can.
Yes, please do.
Like and subscribe, yeah? do all of that good stuff. Otherwise, Sergio is not going to pay my parking. And it's 50 dirhams an hour. And you know about Spotify already. My card declined Spotify. So I need Sergio to pay for my parking. So like and subscribe and everything's going to be good to go, yeah.
She needs the money. Please
Honey.
Yes. Write down Malik al-Hibal. If you're an Arabic viewer, most of my viewers, they're Arabic. If you're, from other countries, that's fine. You can write the King of Ropes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
حاب أشكر المنتسبين من بعسكور 15 ركان 20 محمد نور بوهية 123 كد محمد كاكا محمد الوتار أحمد الحمود ماجد حور MV2 ودراغونوف Q8. الله يحفظكم ولا تنسون دائما أبدا بينكم one.
Yeah.